Hello everyone, welcome back. Thought I would share with you some more creative books off my bookcase. So these are all journal focused. I had a whole gigantic selection of books about the art journaling and stuff because I don't know, I've collected those for a while and I've got lots of other mediums to go through on the bookcase, so we'll definitely have plenty of book flip throughs, but I thought we would start with all these videos with the journaling things. So I pulled the most gigantic stack off of my bookcase to bring different little flip through videos to you. And in this one, we're going to look at this collection that I've got here. So I've got Creative Wildfire, an Introduction to Art Journaling, Basics and Beyond. And I like looking at art journaling, but I don't do the journal part of the art journal, the writing in there. I look at these more for inspiration for art and color palettes and ideas, and it really just takes me off into a whole new direction sometimes when I see something that's like, ooh, that's totally cool. This one's by L.K. Ludwig, Creative Wildfire, and I just love seeing how people put their books together and the way that they're bound and creating the piece. The book is itself, to me, is a piece of art. I've really gotten into creating the book and then creating the art in the book. So this book starts off with some basics and choosing a journal structure and journal making basics and binding techniques. So I love books that have binding techniques because then I like to see like what did they figure out and what did they put together. And I'm really interested too in using old books with beautiful covers but letting them have a new life as an art journal. And so usually I would do that with books that I might pick up at the thrift store, things that already are kind of falling apart, ones that aren't going to be, you know, first editions that are collector's items or anything like that. But I really love how this old book can then get a new life going forward and be appreciated in new ways instead of just being, you know, thrown out because it's falling apart. And I love how these binding tape is weaved into the structure and it's still kind of open spine. I'm a little bit obsessed with the open spine look at the moment because I got some good stuff coming up with that, and I think this is gorgeous with that binding tape in there. And then it kind of shows you how to a little bit. Okay, so these I love too, fitting right in with my current obsession. And so looking at that and thinking about what I'm currently obsessed with gives me some good ideas. Accordion sketchbooks, that's a fun idea. Other journal styles, again with the metal rings as the base, I like that. And then we've got lovely techniques and stuff. So this book is like a little, just kind of builds on each other and kind of guides you and helps you grow with some ideas and insights and lots of just different fun things. Like this is really interesting. Fueling your creativity. This is a box, the book in the box, and I already told you in another book video that I was really loved when you found a box and the journal can fit in the box. I love that whole fun idea. It's very playful. It's a way to continue the story with the box that you created to go with the art journal that you created. And this is really cool. It's got a lot of depth in here, and instead of all the pages being flat, there's actual three-dimensional objects in there, so that's pretty cool. So he's got some interviews here with some other artists and their work. I love that. Embellishments. Look at these little danglies here coming off the edge. Pockets, envelopes, and tabs. I do like where you can have like an envelope and something slip in it. That's super fun. So lots of fun ideas here and interviews with other artists. I love this right here, the colors, all the mark making and the circles and the dots and things. Okay, I love that. This is some stencil work, it looks like to me. So a lot of interesting mark making in here that I'm like, ooh, you know, could I tie in some little bunty tags like that look there. So it definitely is good for inspiration for mark making, just to look and see how others have filled in the different spaces on the page. Ooh, I love this where it's tall and skinny. And here's the different pages as you open each page. That's particularly beautiful. Ooh, yeah, I love that. Look at that. That's like something we'd see in some of the Stampin' magazines too. Misty Mall. Misty Mall's distinctive style often crops up in her students' later work as they begin to internalize what they have learned in her painting classes. So she apparently does painting classes, but look at those. I just love that. I could totally feel that coming up. Unusually sized, long and narrow journey by Misty Mall. She explores new ideas working with figures, landscapes, and still lifes. So that's really beautiful. I'm inspired by that. I love this a lot. I'd hang something like that in my house probably. I love it. I love it. Good ideas. So you can see how this can definitely take you off into some new directions, getting to see other artists' work, because I know we can see a lot of artists' work these days on Instagram and Pinterest and stuff, but it's kind of different when you can touch and feel and hold and bookmark things that are super interesting and come back to over and over. Okay, so this one's got a free recycled journal in the back. Do I have that? Let's see. Yes, I do. And I think this was probably a used book when I got it, but look at there, it's not used at all. Ha ha! Super fun. So this one came with a little journal back there. Okay, I like it when there's a little bit of an inclusion, like something like that. That's super fun. Okay, Creative Wildfire, an introduction to art journal basics and beyond by L.K. Ludwig. Super inspiring. Let's see what else I got over here. Dreaming from the Journal Page, transforming a sketchbook to art by Melanie Testa. Okay, let's see what we got in here. See, I already love that right there. This whole thing back behind here. Love it. I like the pretty little stencil there. Totally inspired by the texture and colors that we've got going on back here. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. This one's got lots of fun stuff. The journals. Look at those journals. It's my goal, since, I didn't used to work in art journals. I worked on flat paper, and then, what do you do with those if you're not gonna, you can try to sell it, but let's say they don't sell, then what do you do with them? Then you store them in sleeves and things in your closet, or you frame them, or you give them away. But how are you further exploring like your art after you get to the point where you're like, okay, what do I even do with all this? And so for me, that was putting it in books, and then the book is a piece of art. And then you've got something you can pull off your shelf and look through and admire, and then you feel like you've got a purpose for the art, and then you keep on creating. You've like broken one of the barriers of why bother, which is my problem. Why bother? And now I have a reason to bother, to create and finish some books, and I want a whole stack of books. And then what really motivates me, I just love this. I'm just kind of admiring the hand-dyed papers there. But what inspires me even more is showing up for videos and creating in the books. And so now I've got like a double purpose for my creating, and then I get really excited. And then, some weeks I can create a video or two every single day. Like, I get so excited to show up and paint and create and just see, and all the stuff that I've created in the past year and a half of this YouTube channel being an art channel has been amazing. I mean, I never would have had all this stuff if I had not just jumped in and got started and showed up every week. You guys help me show up. So these are different tools and materials and ideas that she's showing us here. Collage, stamps, ideas of things to make your own stamps, hand carve your own stamps. Foam fun. Ooh, I've done a whole foam class on making your own foam stamps. Those are fun and easy and cheap. Reusable stencils. So I do reusable stencils on Yupo paper or Mylar, but look how beautiful that is. That's gorgeous. So yeah, lots of good ideas. And then back here in the back, we've got a gallery of some work and ideas. So this has lots of good techniques and just inspiring pieces to look at. I love that page right there. And so yeah, this one's got lots of good techniques and ideas. Okay, so I like that. That is Dreaming from the Journal Page by Melanie Testa. And then we've got Dina Wakely, who we know makes those fantastic multi-paper media journals that I've been working in. And why not have a book to go with it? Art Journal Freedom, How to Journal Creatively with Color and Composition. So it's kind of fun. I don't do some of the people things that she heavily focuses on, but I do like to be inspired and looking at it, and who knows, later maybe I would do that. Like maybe later I'll get inspired and I want to do like a whole paper doll collection, or I want to do a whole face collection, or just like, you know, something like that. I might get inspired to do that later. It hadn't happened yet, but you never know. You never know. Like this right here is particularly inspiring to me. I like the outline. It's not a specific person. It's an implication of somebody. So that could be, you know, somebody in your life that you love, like your mom who's no longer here. And then you can create a journal page around the thoughts and the feelings and the memories. And I love the orange and the blue and the grunge around it. So I could definitely get into something like this where it's not a person, it's an any person kind of feel. Not really going to get into a person thing personally, but I do love looking and seeing the techniques and the ideas and what could I take into my own work, like watercolor, spray ink backgrounds. Super fun. So this is a fun working with white space. So lots of fun ideas here in this one that we could work with the techniques and adapt them into our own work, and layering and, you know, adding a little bit of black in there gives you some pretty contrast. So it just talks about lots of fun techniques and ideas. And I love seeing, you know, some of these, like this right here, I would totally do that. So it doesn't all have to be with people. Like on this, I like this element of this, even if I don't do a person thing. Ooh, like I really love that. A botanical and something with some cutouts and a little bit of sewing and a lot of the color in the background. So I love that. So she is giving us some fundamentals in here. More than anything, when I get books like this, I'm immediately start flipping through and looking at the pictures, because it's very visual, and the visual part of it is what I'm wanting to be inspired by. So I don't necessarily read all of these books, but I do visually read all of the pictures in the books and take that inspiration and run with it, because you just never know. Some element on here, like this color palette right here, may inspire a whole series of work for you. I never know. And I can look at this 10 times and not really do anything with the information that I get. And on the 11th time that I look at it, I might be like, oh my gosh, this is super inspiring to me at the moment, and I'm going to do something with that. So that's a super fun page. Art Journal Freedom by Dina Wakley. And then we've got another Dina Wakley one. And this one is Art Journal Courage, Fearless Mixed Media Techniques for Journaling Bravery. And I really love the person on the front of this, even though I just told you I'm not really into journaling the people and the faces. I do actually love that. And I love that she's got courage written there above her heart. Mine would be like, be brave, you know, that 1 second of braveness is all you need, because, you know, even though it's paint on paper, there's plenty of times when I'm like, ooh, I'm scared, I don't want to mess it up, or something that I love so much that I'm like, oh no, I don't want to mess it up. And at that point, you can set it to the side until the moment that you feel, ooh, I feel like I now have the strength behind me to continue on this, or maybe the skills or the ideas, or maybe you know where the piece is meant to go, or maybe in the end that piece was finished and you needed to set it to the side before you ruined it. This one does get into writing and writing styles and journaling, but using words in your piece and different ways to do that. She works a lot with stencils, which I like, and I love this spray over the stencil kind of look that she's got going on that. That's beautiful. Tracing to train your hand, so it does get into ideas for drawing. And ooh, now see, love that right there. The botanical, the background, the birds coming in, a little bit of paper. Really nice. Drawing simple shapes. I love that right there. So lots of good stuff here. Sorry if I'm moving this out of the screen. I love the colors that she's picked. I love all the elements in that. So drawing faces. So she has a lot of technique in this book. Extra inspiration. Let's just see here what else we got. Let's just do a little flippy, and then that'll still give you plenty to be inspired by that you haven't got to study. You have to get the book and study it. Oh, I love the colors and the bright funness of some of these pieces. I'm inspired by that. So some little how-tos back there. Super fun. Okay, Art Journal Courage. Okay, so that was some super fun, brighter, creative wildfire, dreaming from the journal page, and 2 Dina Wakley ones, Art Journal Freedom and Art Journal Courage. Hope you enjoyed checking those out. A little flip through of what's in those books, and I'll try to link everything below. If it's not on Amazon, then you may have to maybe look at some used book options or Etsy or eBay, but still some fun pieces there in this book flip through. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.